Oh boy, this is probably going to be the most controversial video I've ever made. So if you've been in the Sonic community recently, then you will most likely know that some news has come out a while back that may or may not be true, but has a high chance of being true mainly because the source that has given us this information has gotten a number of things right in the past. But what is this news? Well, I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one, and that is that Sonic Mania 2 was apparently cancelled years ago. And basically, to sum it up, is basically the team asked for a better contract, Sega said no, so pretty much a money dispute. I'm not going to go into full details because it's been talked about already by other creators, so I will leave their videos in the description so you can check them out if you would like to see and hear more about this. But to recap, Sonic Mania 2 was cancelled years ago and it's never happening, and me personally, I'm honestly kind of glad. Now hold on, wait a second, hold up. I know literally 99% of you watching this have already stopped listening to me, but give me a chance to explain why I feel this way. I took some time and debated whether or not to make this video at all, but I decided, why not, because I feel like I just really wanted to give my thoughts about this. And I've kind of always felt this way about this topic, and I feel like now would be a good time for me to give my thoughts about this. So that's why I decided to make this video today and put hold on my Sonic Generations mods video, which don't worry, that is coming soon, stay tuned. So I want to talk about this today, so to not waste any more time, you already saw the title and the thumbnail. I'm going to go ahead and give you my explanation of why I'm personally am kind of glad that Sonic Mania 2 was cancelled. So first of all, I feel like I need to tell you guys how I already feel about Sonic Mania, because on this channel I've never really given my thoughts about Sonic Mania, mainly because when the game came out I was 13 years old and I had not started this channel yet. Maybe one day in the future I can perhaps give a review on Sonic Mania, but to basically sum up my overall thoughts, yeah, I love Sonic Mania. It is a great game. Probably one of the best Sonic games of the 2010s next to Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors. I love the soundtrack in this game, I listen to it all the time, and heck, you hear it all the time in my videos. I love the levels. While I do wish there was more original, this is meant to be an anniversary title, so I can overlook it here. But still, the remix levels, they're really fun. I really enjoy them, especially their Act 2 counterparts because they're less like the classics and they're something more original and introduce new gimmicks. I love that about this game. I also really love the style that this game has. It's really fun, and I also just overall love Sonic Mania. Overall, game is great and I really love it. While I do love Sonic Mania, but at the same time, I kind of don't think it's all that what everybody claim it to be. But whenever I'm talking to a casual gamer and they tell me that Sonic Mania is the only good Sonic game of the franchise and it's the only thing that made Sonic good, I kind of just go, eh. I think the reason why I feel this way is mainly because I'm a hardcore Sonic fan and I've played better games in this series, but the people that usually play this don't play any other Sonic games and just play through the classics, think that's where Sonic was only good. They play Sonic Adventure for 1 second and they think that's when Sonic kind of just started going downhill. And they also say, oh, Sonic, remember that time you kissed a human? Can we please not talk about that anymore? It's really getting old. But as they ignored Sonic's good 3D titles and good 2D spin-off titles as well throughout the 2000s, they see Sonic Mania in 2016 and think it is the best thing since sliced bread. Literally everyone on this earth thinks Sonic Mania is the best Sonic game ever made, and they think it's the only good Sonic game ever made, somehow. And I'm not sure about you guys, but back when Sonic Central in 2021 was happening, and everybody was saying what we want to expect from it, literally almost every video I saw, everyone was saying, I would like to see a follow-up to the Sonic Mania. A Sonic Mania 2. We need a Sonic Mania 2. I see this everywhere. But when I was 16, I saw this and I just started doing YouTube. I thought to myself, why? Why do we need one? At the time, Mania was turning 4 years old. And why do we now need another one? We had Sonic Mania Plus that gave us the Plus Encore DLC, which pretty much just gave us new remix levels. While I understand that's not really much of a sequel of some sorts, it's still kind of a close second. But whenever people talk about how a Sonic Mania 2 needs to happen, or I sometimes hear people complaining why Sega won't make Sonic Mania 2 and we'll give you so much money, I just say, why? Why on earth do we need a Sonic Mania 2? Like, what do we need it for? And to be perfectly honest, I think we're better off without one. The thing about the Sonic Mania 2 is that I feel like it's just too late for one. 6 years and it just makes no sense at all, and I just don't want to see one. And one of the reasons why I don't want to see another Sonic Mania sequel is you probably saw this reason coming a mile away, and that is I'm just flat out sick of classic Sonic. I don't want to see this little guy anymore ever again. Now don't get me wrong, I don't hate classic Sonic. I never hated him. But here's the thing, Sonic Forces happened. You see, when Sonic Generations first came out, I was excited when I saw little classic Sonic, because I done played all the Sonic games by the time Sonic Generations came out. So when I saw this little guy back when I was a kid, I was losing my mind. I was like, 2 Sonics? That's crazy! And when we saw that Sonic Generations, Sonic would be visiting his past self, we thought to ourselves, oh, okay, now classic Sonic's back and we'll see more modern Sonic, right? Well, at least that's what we were told, and that's what I just assumed from the ending of Generations and whatnot. Because, you know, we run into Sonic's past to celebrate the fact that it was the 20th anniversary, and there's no need for him to come back. But, when everybody saw that classic Sonic, everyone lost their mind. And thus, Izuku kind of backed down from when he said that this would be a one-time thing, and they brought him back. And I don't hate classic Sonic, but I'm going to be fully honest with you guys. Back when Sonic Mania was first announced in 2016, I honestly just didn't care. Like, when I first saw that trailer on my iPod as a kid, I really just didn't care. Like, to be perfectly honest, I actually thought Sonic Mania was a fan project. I didn't think it was official until I saw it was uploaded by the official Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube channel. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, this looks cool, I guess. But I just never cared. I just didn't really bother. But I think the reason why I didn't care is because like 2 seconds later after the Mania trailer ended, I then saw the Project Sonic 2017 trailer and went nuts. But even when I was younger, I really didn't care much for a classic Sonic game at the time. I just didn't really want one. Like, I'm not saying I hate Mania. Like, no, I love this game. But I just never cared for a classic Sonic game, even when I was a kid. And right now, I still don't care for a classic Sonic game. Now, you're probably wondering right now, when did I jump on the Mania train? I didn't really jump on the Mania train until the Sonic Social Media YouTube channel posted these 2 videos showing Green Hill Zone Act 1 and Act 2 footage for them showing off pretty much what the game was like, and just giving commentary on the game as well. Then after I saw that, I kind of started to get a little more intrigued, and then I saw more gameplay of stuff like Mirage Saloon, Studiopolis, and then I started to get more and more intrigued with it. And then it was around when they showed off Flying Battery Zone in South by Southwest of 2017, when they said that the game would be delayed to summer of 2017. It was around here where I started to get more excited for the game. Like, I started to really get more intrigued, and something just made me more excited for the game. And also, what really sold me on the game was that godlike collector's edition that really sold me. And also, the Sonic official live streams too at the time kept showing off Sonic Mania a couple times as well. That also made me want to play the game also as well. I then started to get very excited for this game, and by the time that pre-order trailer came out, I was fully on the hype train for Sonic Mania, and I could not wait to get my hands on it. And I was so excited that my stepfather surprised me in late July showing that they done pre-ordered the Sonic Mania Collector's Edition a while back and saying that it would arrive here on August 15th at a pickup from GameStop. And I could not have been more excited. So, you're probably still asking, why am I so glad that a sequel is getting canceled when I eventually did end up on the hype train even though I didn't care for this game at first? Because mainly, to be perfectly honest, I just don't see the point in one now. With the current era of Sonic we're in now, where the series is trying to get back on track and have more consistency in the games and whatnot, I kind of just don't see the point in one. I just don't see it. I don't understand why we need one now. We don't need stuff like a nostalgic Sonic title that was Sonic Mania to win over casual fans and win over hardcore fans, because we're at a state of trust now with Sonic Team and whatnot, with Sonic Frontiers, and also with us giving Kishimoto our feedback and whatnot for what we'd like to see implemented in future titles, and with the possible next update having the spin dash and possibly the added momentum. We're really in a different era of Sonic where we don't need nostalgia just to make us happy anymore. Then again, us Sonic fans haven't been happy with the whole nostalgia thing in like 7 years, so it just doesn't make sense for a Sonic Mania 2, because Mania, it's an anniversary title, to me at least. To some of y'all it might not, but to me, it's always felt like just an anniversary title. Mainly because it states it in the trailer, like it literally says it, a celebration of past and future, or are we just going to ignore that? But regardless, I just think the whole idea of a Mania 2 now is just stupid. Mainly because it makes no sense to me to release it like I stated earlier. I don't understand why you'd want one when we finally have a brand new way of Sonic to control in 3D that makes everybody happy. The game that was Sonic Mania was an anniversary title from the start. If there was more of it, it wouldn't feel as special, at least to me. What makes Mania special to me is that it was a one-off title that was celebrating 25 years of Sonic. Even though Sega milked the ever-living life out of Mania afterwards, still though, you can kind of see what I'm saying with this. I know my reasons may sound odd for not wanting a Mania 2, and while it's not a lot of reasons, it's still reasons that just, whenever people talk about Sonic Mania 2, I just go, no, we do not need one. Sega can succeed now without Classic Sonic. I feel like we're at a point now where we do not need Classic Sonic anymore to make Sonic successful. I understand why you'd want a sequel to Sonic Mania. I can kinda understand why you'd want one, because this was the most successful Sonic game of the 2010s besides Sonic Generations. Because before Sonic Mania, Sonic Generations was the only successful Sonic game, and Sega just kept on messing up with Sonic up until Sonic Mania. So I could see why you'd want a follow-up sequel to this. But we're at a point now where we found the successful way of Sonic in 3D and without classic Sonic or nostalgia. I feel like we just need to veer away from any classic Sonic related stuff, kind of for the rest of the franchise's history. Now, they could bring back like a 35th anniversary thing, but personally, I don't want that either. But at the same time, I just still don't want to see any more classic of this franchise. Like, this franchise is now in a good spot to where we don't need anything like nostalgia or classic Sonic or anything along those lines. I feel like we're at this point in the franchise where we just, again, don't need stuff like this classic Sonic and whatnot, where it can just kind of just get in the way, where it's just easy, where if you make something that's classic-y, then everyone will eat it up. Well, yes, it's easy money, but at the same time, it doesn't really make me like satisfied when it comes to the franchise. Like, I want this franchise to do good. I don't want it just to be retro or classic or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And with hearing that Sonic Mania 2 is canceled and instead is being replaced with this apparent new 2D project that's coming soon later this year, apparently. That is apparently a work in progress titled Sonic the Hedgehog 5, which please don't be titled that. But regardless, hearing that it's a modern 2D game, kind of like what we got back in the 2000s, kind of makes me better glad to hear, because I will take a modern 2D game over any classic game ever. Because again, I am sick of classic Sonic. The only 2D I want to see with Sonic is the modern cast. I don't want multiple Sonics anymore. I just want full-on regular Sonic. I don't want to see modern Sonic. I don't want to see Boom Sonic. I don't want to see classic Sonic. I just want Sonic. That is what I want for this franchise, and hopefully this new 2D game can truly deliver, because apparently it's using the retro engine port that made Sonic Mania. So hopefully this 2D game can be just as good, if not way better, than Sonic Mania could ever be. And I know a lot of you guys are still questioning me right now why I think the fact that Sonic Mania 2 is dumb, and I'm glad it's canceled. And that's fine. You guys can question me if you want to, but I'm still sticking with this because, again, I don't want this. I don't want to have to keep relying on a classic form of Sonic in our Sonic games. We're in a new era of Sonic now. We don't need stuff like Sonic Mania. We need stuff that's new and not from back then. Let Sonic Mania rest peacefully. It was a great game. Just leave it be it there. That's all I've got to say, guys, for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you all. I will see you all in the next one. Hopefully the Sonic Generations mods video can be done really soon. But with that said, I look forward to talking to you guys again. I love you all. I will see you all in the next one. And until then, everyone, take care.